What's the most unforgettable thing your mom did for you? When I was 9, my mom sold our house to pay for a lawyer. I didn't understand why until years later. Growing up in our small town, everyone knew my mom as Ms. Katie, the lunch lady. She worked at my elementary school, serving food in a hairnet and those ugly brown orthopedic shoes. Kids would sometimes make fun of me for it. "Your mom smells like tater tots," they'd laugh. I hated that she worked there. Hated how she'd wave at me in the lunch line. Hated that we couldn't afford the nice clothes other kids wore. One Tuesday in October, I noticed something weird. Joey Miller, this quiet kid with thick glasses who always sat alone, wasn't at school. He'd been absent for 3 days straight. At dinner that night, I mentioned it to Mom. "Joey's been gone all week." She stopped eating, fork frozen halfway to her mouth. "How do you know Joey?" I shrugged. "He's just some kid. No one really talks to him." Mom kept asking more questions about Joey. I didn't know why she cared so much about some random kid. The next morning, I saw Mom talking to my principal before school. They looked serious. She was late for her shift in the cafeteria. 2 days later, police cars surrounded Joey's house. Joey's dad got arrested and he went to live with his grandma. No one knew exactly what happened. Life went back to normal until it didn't. One night, I woke up to loud knocking. Through my bedroom window, I could see a police car in our driveway, lights flashing. I heard Mom's voice, then a man shouting. The next day, Mom told me we needed to stay with Aunt Jen for a while. She didn't explain why. 2 weeks later, she sat me down. "We need to sell the house," she said. "But why?" I asked. It wasn't much, just a small 2-bedroom with faded wallpaper, but it was ours. I didn't understand. I was angry. I blamed her for ruining our lives. We moved into a tiny apartment across town. Mom took a second job waiting tables at night. I barely saw her anymore. At school, things got worse. Somehow everyone knew my mom was involved in whatever happened with Joey. Kids would whisper when I walked by, "Your mom should mind her own business." A 5th grader hissed at me during recess. I started having lunch alone in the bathroom to avoid everyone. During lunch period, the principal marched into the cafeteria and fired my mom on the spot, right in front of everyone. "We don't need troublemakers in this school," he announced loudly as kids recorded with their phones. Mom silently removed her hairnet, untied her apron, and walked out with her head high, but not before whispering something in his ear that made his smug smile disappear. That afternoon, the local news vans parked outside our house. One afternoon, I came home to find Mom sitting with a woman in a suit. They had papers spread across our folding table. "This is Ms. Reyes," Mom said. "She's my lawyer." The woman smiled at me. "Your mom is very brave." After she left, I exploded. "Why do we need a lawyer? Why did we have to move? Why is everyone mad at us?" Mom looked tired. "I saw something at school," she finally said. "Something bad happening to Joey. His dad hurt him a lot." "So? Why does that mean we have to sell our house?" "Because Joey's dad is saying I lied. He's suing the school and me personally." She rubbed her eyes. "And he's friends with important people in town. You're in trouble for helping Joey?" 6 months later, we sat in a courtroom. She described what she'd seen in the cafeteria. How one day, when his sleeve rode up, she saw cigarette burns on his arm. How she'd reported it 3 times, but nothing happened. How she'd finally called the police herself when the school wouldn't act. Joey's dad's lawyer tried to make her look bad. Said she was lying for attention. Said she had mental problems. Said she wanted to destroy a good man's reputation. Mom never wavered, not once. The trial lasted 2 weeks. We lost our house. Mom lost her job. Some neighbors stopped talking to us, but Joey's dad went to prison.